Welcome, hello, welcome women on the rise. We are live for day 2 of how to grow a profitable Facebook group challenge. We're going all week. This is day 2 of 5 trainings. So as you all hop on and join me, if you're watching back the replay, type in replay, say hello, type in your questions. Megan, it's lovely to see you here. Claire, it's lovely to see you here. As more people hop on, please do say hello. I am so excited to dive into day number 2 with you all. Before I even begin, I've got to say I was blown away yesterday. I was literally like, oh my gosh. The incredibleness, the awesomeness in this group. As I was reading through your mission statements, not your mission statements, as I was reading through your manifestos, I was blown away. There was so much power in them. The fact that you decided, you'd committed, you were like, yes, I am doing this. Because I know that yesterday I didn't give you an easy task, right? I know that it was a pretty steep task for day 1 on a free training, right? But you stepped up, you took action, and it was like a non-negotiable for so many of you. And I know lots of you put comments around, oh, I found it a bit tricky, or I got a bit stuck with it, but you did it anyway. And so I just want to say a massive, massive well done, because that's how we grow our businesses, right? That's how we get those results that not everyone does, because we take the action, because we go the extra step. So, I just wanted to say, well done. That's incredible. So what I'd love you to do, say hi to me. Let me see all the gorgeous women who are on. If you've got friends who are in the group who are growing their businesses, if you've got, I was about to say like business besties. I was like, oh my God, that sounds like what my daughter would say. If you've got business besties, tag them in, bring them in just in case they can't find the training. Who have we got? We've got Lana, Georgia, Nikki, Viv, Claire, Nick. Lovely to see you all. Christine, Karen, Megan, Lixin, is that how you say your name? What a lovely name. Jessica, Annabella, Helen, Joyce, Barbara, Rachel, is it, I don't know how to say that one. Shirley, maybe? Again, gorgeous name. I hope I just said it right. Claire, gorgeous to see you all. Okay, who's ready to rock it for day 2? Today, we are talking about actually setting up your Facebook group for success, and I'm going to talk about the mistakes that people make when it comes to growing a fabulous Facebook group. So the reasons why people don't grow a fabulous group. So we've got lots and lots to talk about today. I also want to do a quick kind of recap on yesterday, but before I do that, I want to just share with you something briefly. So as you're coming on, what I would love you to do, hi Becky, what I'd love you to do is I would love you just to tell me, where are you? Like, most of you are in the UK, I think, but I would love to hear where you all are. It's just lovely to see, because I think it's always so intriguing, and quite often you'll find that you've got people who you live around the corner from and you had no idea, and you're in the group together. So tell me where you're listening in from, and I'd love to hear, did you do, those of you who are live with me now, or if you're watching the replay, did you do the manifesto yesterday, or is it something that's on your list that you still need to get to? I saw that tons of people did it, which was incredible. So if you didn't, just type that in the comments and be like, no, I didn't, but I'm going to. Or maybe you had a specific reason, or you had a question around why you didn't, in which case let me know, because we can answer all of that now. One day this week, I'm actually going to do an extra Q&A session one evening, because I know that for some people there are questions coming up. You're like, yes, but what about this, or what about this, or I'm stuck with this, and I want to make sure that we answer all of those this week. Tomorrow is huge. We are talking about really building that connection. So if you've got a group but you're not getting the engagement, tomorrow is big day, because that's when we're going to be focusing on this. But today is equally as important, because these are the basics, and these are some of the things that people forget about. I think it's easy to think, oh, well, it doesn't matter, I'll do that later, or I won't worry about it now. But the things that we're talking about today are actually key to you growing a successful group. So recaps on yesterday. We talked about your why. We talked about your soul clients' why. We talked about you having that group and growing that group around what they were really wanting, tapping into their pain points, or even their pleasure points, right? In terms of, what do my ideal clients really want from a group and from a community? And lots of you totally nailed that in your manifestos. Like, I read it, I could feel that whole community feel, the purpose behind it was amazing. So well done. A few of you, there was still a missing link. A few of you, it was a little bit salesy still. And what I want you to think about is, remember we talked yesterday about how your page is like your megaphone where you blast out your message or you sell your things and you tell people what you're about. Your group is the community. It's where you can run challenges. It's where you support those ideal clients. It's where you show up and you give value. And yes, you do sell as well. And this is going to be something we talk about later on. It's a balance between giving value so that people want to be there, they want to be part of the community, and selling so that you are actually making money doing this, because you're not just doing it for free. Because yes, you want to give back. Yes, you want to make an impact. Yes, you want to help people, and you deserve to receive richly for all the incredible work that you do. And that's really important in this. So here's what we're going to do to start. Okay, if you're driving, don't do this, just think about it. If you're not and you can, I'm going to get you to close your eyes in a moment. Before I do that, I want to say something really quickly, because this is what always happens, right? Especially when it's a 5-day challenge. 5 days is quite a big commitment to a training every single day, and I get that. And that's why yesterday I was talking about actually treat this as if you paid for it, because the amount of value that's in here could easily be a £500 program, right? And you're getting it for free. And people are busy, people can't make every day, and then it's easy to drop off. Oh, I missed this day, I'll watch it later. Or I don't want to watch the next day till I've watched this day. And before you know it, you've fallen behind. And a week goes past, 2 weeks goes past, you've missed it, you've fallen off the boat, right? So it's about making a priority to be here and to just take whatever action you can. So you can't always take every single little thing. That's pressure that you can put on yourself, but it's how can I just do the most that I can of this challenge? How can I be as engaged as I can be, knowing my other commitments, knowing everything else that's going on in my life, but also remembering actually how important it is for me to grow my business, to get the results, to fill my programs or sell my products or whatever it is for you. And that's really tapping into those goals that you've got around your business. So what are those dreams? What are those desires? What are those goals? What are those intentions that you've got for where you want your business to go? Because if you haven't really created some beautiful goals and some beautiful intentions, and you've got that picture in your mind of where you want your business to be and the people you want to be helping and serving and supporting in whatever way that you do in your business, you're not going to get there. Your business will continue to stay where it is. So just on a bit of a side note, I am hugely passionate about having that vision and tapping into it daily and allowing that to be the thing that drives you and pushes you forwards to getting those results. Because every single one of you here, you're building a business for a reason. You're building a business for a purpose. You want more from life. You want to experience everything. Yes, you want to help people, and yes, you want to help yourself. You want to have all those incredible experiences in life. You want to say yes to the travel and the adventure and the freedom and the fun and all those other things. Like, this is why you're growing this business. And deep down inside of you, you feel like you've got that knowing. You're like, yes, I can do this. And sometimes you might have doubt, and sometimes you might have struggle, and sometimes it might feel like you're doing everything but not getting the results that you want. But at the end of the day, deep down in your soul, you know that you are meant for this, right? So tap into that, and from that space, make it a priority. Even if that means you just listen in while you're cooking like dinner for the kids, or even if that means that you listen in while you're driving on the school run. Like, gosh, I do those kind of things all the time when I'm doing programs. Like, I'm a super busy woman, just like you all are, right? So it's finding those little bits of the day. It's not about how much time we have, it's how we choose to use that time. So choose to show up fully, choose to play full out, choose that you deserve, actually, you deserve to be able to take from this everything that you need so you can leapfrog your business to the next level. Okay, are you with me? Give me a little love heart shower if you're with me. I did see lots of love heart showers just then, by the way, so whoever that was from, thank you. Okay, we're seeing where everyone's from in the group. Fabulous. I'm going to come back and see all of that later. You did the manifesto, yes. Chloe, yes, you've done the first draft. Awesome, well done, you did it yesterday. Hello Anna, hello Jessica. Oh, we've got so many awesome women on with us. Okay, fabulous. Right, I'm going to quieten the energy down for a moment here. I want you to take a deep breath in. And if you can, if it's safe, just close your eyes. Take another deep breath in. And I want you to feel yourself relaxing. Just relax the muscles in your forehead, muscles down your neck, through your back, down your shoulders, into your hips, and all the way down to the tips of your toes. And I just want you to tap into quietness, that calmness inside of yourself. And keeping your eyes closed, I want you in your mind's eye to see yourself. And as you see yourself, I want you to imagine that you get sucked inside of Facebook. So there's a little teeny tiny version of you running around Facebook City. And just in your mind's eye, just allowing yourself to imagine this and having fun with this, I want you to imagine walking around the streets of Facebook City and coming across a gorgeous, beautiful building that is your group, that is your community. And I want you to look at this building, and I want you to notice how even the look of this building encompasses everything that your business is about, everything that your group stands for. It really has your stamp of your personality, your business, your branding on it. And as you look up at this beautiful building, I want you to feel really damn proud of yourself. Look at this community that you are creating. Look at this space that you have built simply because you made the decision. And when you're ready, in your mind's eye, I want you to open the doors to this beautiful community. And as you open the doors, I want you to take in the gorgeous interior. I want you to notice, like, how is it styled and what really draws you to it? How does it feel like it's really you? How do you know that this is your space? This is your community. This is where you show up. This is where you lead. This is where you make a huge impact. And this is where you really connect with those soul clients who really want to work with you, who really want to buy from you. And as you look into this gorgeous room, I want you to notice all the people who fill it. Another person, another person, another person. And I want you to notice how connected you are to each and every one of them. I want you to see however many hundreds of faces it is that you're looking at. I want you to notice how these people are your soul clients. These are people that you adore. These are people that you would hang out with for free, let alone the fact that they actually pay you to help them. And I want you to realize and have that knowing inside of you that this is a community that you have built. And that every time you think about your Facebook group, it isn't just this thing online. It's a real community. It's a real place. It's a real space where you get to actually show up and make a difference. It's a place where you are the leader. Whether you see yourself currently as a leader or not, you are a leader, because every group needs a leader. Every group needs someone to show up and really work and live from that place of alignment, from that place of truth, from that place of sharing your message and doing what you're passionate about. And by doing that and living that, having an impact on so many more people and helping so many more people. And I just want you for a moment to take a deep breath in and almost breathe in all that energy that's in the room and enjoy it, knowing that this is what you are creating. This is the space that you are holding. This is the difference that you are making in the world. And then when you're ready, taking that energy with you, I want you to come back into the space. And I just want you to open your eyes and connect back into the now. And when you're with me, I'd love you just to tell me, how did that feel? How did that feel to actually connect with your community and to look at it from a different perspective? Because I think so often when we're growing a Facebook community, one, we can lose sight of the purpose of it. Two, we can maybe not always connect it with the fact that, yes, we are selling. This is part of our business and this is part of our income. But three, we can forget that it's real people. These are actually real people. And so when you have 8 people in your group or 10 people in your group or 100 people in your group, sometimes people say, oh, but I only have 180 people in my group. And it's like, oh my gosh, you have 180 people in your group. group. These are real people. That is incredible. That would absolutely fill a room. And so I want you to start realizing that, because actually, how damn powerful is that? These are people that you are leading. These are people who want to be in your space. And I want you to start recognizing that, because when you see them as real people, that's when you activate that real connection. That's when you show up fully. That's when actually you magnetically start attracting the people that you do want to that space. And that's when people really start connecting in and switching on and being part of the community, because they feel like real people in the space. That's key, and it's so, so powerful. So I really want you to think about this. Every time you're going into your group, when you're showing up there, when you're doing things to call in people to your group, whatever, I want you to realize and remember, these are real people. So instead of falling into that place of I only have 5 people in my group, it's like, well, yeah, that's pretty amazing, actually. So whatever number it is, feel great about that and know that you are growing it. Let me see what little comments have come up there. Have you enjoyed it? You forget it's about your people and not just about your products. Exactly, Jessica. It felt really good. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, imagine how powerful that would be if you just if you just spent like 10 seconds in the morning or before you go online tuning in to that bigger picture, tuning into the fact that these are real people that you are talking to, that you are connecting to. Because for me, that's the magic. Right? Doesn't that change it completely? So I want you to start thinking of it from that perspective. Now, going along these lines, let's talk about actually setting it up, right? So setting your group up to be seen. The name of your group, the image you have on your group, the tagline on your group are really important. People don't always think about this. So for example, if this group was called Claire's Coaching Group, right? How many of you would actually notice it and be like, aha, yes, that's the place I need to be in? People would only want to be in it who already knew me. But we don't want to just attract people who already know us to our groups. We want to attract new people, and we want to attract the kind of people that we really want. So we don't want to speak to the people who are down here. We want to speak to the people like the people who we're aspiring to have in our group, right? So your name needs to represent that. The name of your group needs to represent that purpose, that bigger picture, the aspirations of your group. You can't just have a name like Claire's Little Whatever, because that's only going to be relevant to people who already know you. To someone who doesn't know you, they're like, well, who the heck is Claire, and why should I care? Right? Whereas Women on the Rise, you know, it pulls you. It's like, yes, I am a woman on the rise because I am living my life on purpose, and I am building an incredible business, and I am saying yes to all my dreams and my desires. And, you know, it taps into that bigger picture. It taps into our purpose. It taps into our desires. So I want you to think for a moment, and I'd love you to actually type this in. So what's the current name of your group? That's what I'd love you to type in for me. Even if you watch the replay back, type it in. What's the current name of your group? And on a score of 1 to 10, 10 being I love it, how do you feel about it? Is it a 1, 2, or 3 in terms of not loving it right now? Or is it, yes, this name is really aligned, it's really elevated, it feels really expansive, it feels exciting, it feels like a space that people want to be? That's what I want to hear from you now. Beauty galore, okay, from Crystals with Love, in my good books, okay. Rebecca, oh, interesting, Rebecca, I love that. The Beauty Collector. Okay, so I want you to think about this. I want you to think about this name, because not only do we want this name to really excite people and make them like, oh, this sounds like me, I want to know more. We also really want to tap into the end results that those clients, that our clients are looking for. So the reason that they're in the group, that the thing that we help them with. So for example, I do actually like from Crystals with Love, Beauty Galore, for example. What's the end result? What's the end result that's going to make people go, oh my God, like, is it like, this is a terrible example, but is it, you know, waking up feeling fabulous, or dressed to feel, I don't know, that's a terrible example. I'm not coming up with any good ones right now. But think about the end result that people are wanting in terms of Beauty Galore. What does Beauty Galore give them when they're experiencing that Beauty Galore, what do they get? I'm just picking on you as an example, but I want you to tap into that, because the more that you can do that in the name of your group, the more that when it pops up, when people see it, they're going to be interested and they're going to be saying yes. In the same way, the tagline of your group really matters. So the tagline isn't in the title, the tagline will be in your image though. And the tagline is telling people what it's about. So mine says something like mindset, soul and strategy for high vibe entrepreneurs. It basically spells out who the group is for and what it is. And so in your tagline, that's when you tell people this is what it is. So I really want you to look with fresh eyes at the name of your group, the tagline for your group, and the header image that you're currently using. And I want you to think, is this really aligned with the place you want your group to grow to? Is it clear? Is it exciting? Is it going to, kind of magnetize people to it? And if not, you've got the chance to change it. So you can change the name of your group until I think 2,500 members. So unless you're at 2,500 members, you're stuck with it, you can change it. So don't be afraid. And this is one of the things that I want to say today. Is it that maybe your group is ready for a revamp? And it's time to go, yes, fresh start, we are ready, we are growing. Actually, I've got this new vision, I've got this new mission, and we are doing this together. And so I'm changing the group name, and this is a new photo, and give it a revamp can really bring a whole new lease of life into the group. So what I want you to think about, does the name reflect the feel and the look? When you thought about that visualization that we did a few minutes ago, what were some of the elements of that you can start bringing into your group now? I don't know if many of you use it. I use a fab website called Canva, so canva.com. It's free. Canva's a brilliant way that you can create your group photos, your picture, and make it look fabulous. The other thing that I think is really important when it comes to Facebook groups is I see so many Facebook groups that don't have like the person's picture on who runs it. Let me tell you why I think this is important. This is your group. Whether you feel like it or not, you are the leader of your group. You need to be seen in your group. You need to be seen as the person who helps them with this. There are so many times I go into groups and I'm like, I haven't got no idea who runs this group. Whose group is this? Right? Well, how are you going to create a profitable Facebook group if no one knows who's actually running the group, right? So it's really important. Part of you growing your group is actually about you stepping up as the expert. It's about you being the authentic leader that you are, whether or not you feel like it or not yet, that's okay. But it's about you being the authentic leader and owning that. And therefore having your picture on that is going to just help people go, aha, this is whose group it is. Okay, this is what the group's about. This is the tagline. Now I know. Yes, I'm in. Yes, I want to know more. So today, I really want you to take a bit of time to think about your group header picture and the task for today. So you know how every day we're saying, number 1, like the video for the day. Number 2, comment on the video. And number 3, do the task for the day and hashtag it hashtag fab Facebook groups. Today's task is to share your group image at the top. So your group image, I want you to share it. Some of you might say, I love my group image as it is, I'm keeping it, and so share it. Some of you might want to go away and play with it and then share your new one, and feel free to ask for thoughts or feedback or anything else that's going to be really useful, okay? So that's your task for today. I'm going to talk a bit more about that later. So we've talked about your group header image, your name, your tagline, all really important. The description, guess what you're going to do with the description that you created? Oh, wait, you didn't create. The manifesto, come on Claire, get here. The manifesto that you wrote yesterday is going to become your description for the group. So this is why I said we're going to use it. This is not for nothing. So if you love the description that you've currently got in your group, maybe you can tweak it. Maybe you can just add parts of your manifesto to it. If your group description is not spot on, then this is a time that you can just replace it with that beautiful manifesto that you wrote yesterday. So that's one of the reasons you're actually using this. This is there to call in people, because again, when people look at your group, if your group flashes up on Facebook and they go, oh, this is interesting, let me have a look, the thing that they're going to read is your description. So again, the description is really important. You want it to call to them. You want it to speak. You want to feel like, oh my gosh, this sounds amazing. I want to see what this group is all about. So that's one of your tasks for today. It's not, the manifesto isn't something you need to do and share. It's just something for you to go and do and work on. I also want you to think about some of those extra things in your group that are under the More tab. So when it comes to actually setting up your group, we're talking just a little bit about some of these set up, some of these to-dos, but then we're going to go on to the biggest mistakes that people are making. So bear with me, because I just want to share this briefly with people. Under that little More tag, you've got things like description, tags, linked pages, privacy, asking questions for people who are joining the group. Go into that, spend some time looking at that, and make sure that you've got your group set up in a way that you want it set up. There's no wrong or right about it. It's about making it right for you. So just make sure that you've got the description in there, that you've put some tags in there, that you've linked it to your business page, because that's really important. That's going to help people find it. That you've set up the privacy like you want it. Is it a closed group? Is it a secret group? You probably want to have it as a closed group, but not everyone might. And it's really, really ideal to get people to answer questions before they join your group, because then you get to know them. You get to know, is this an ideal client? And so with people asking to join this challenge, there are a few people who I was like, no, hell no, these are not people to have in my group, so I just rejected them, which might seem a bit harsh, but I only want people who are soul aligned in this group. I only want people who get it, who are tuned into that bigger picture, who are growing a fabulous business, who are coming from that place of purpose. So having those questions in there can be really, really helpful, so that you get to know people before they even jump into the group. The next thing, okay, hang on, I'm going to stop because I'm like, next thing. Let me check in. Who's with me? Where are you at? How are you feeling currently? There's loads of comments that have come up. How are you currently feeling about all of those things, like your group setup? How are you feeling about your image? How are you feeling about your name? How are you feeling about your description? Give me a brief bit of feedback so I can see where you are. Barbara says, I hate my group image. Okay, Barbara, this is your time to change it. Go into Canva or some other little app that you might have, change it. Becky, I am a leader. Yes, you are. I love it. It's amazing. Did my own New Year cards with the app. Yes, Canva's gorgeous. It's brilliant. Sarah says, yes, revamp time. Super exciting. I love it. What else have we got? People don't look after their souls, which is so important. Ooh. Sorry, what's a group tagline? The tagline is like it's like the subtitle. Okay, so in my group, the title is Women on the Rise. The tagline is like the subtitle, which is mindset, soul, and strategy for high vibe entrepreneurs, or something like that. So it's the subtitle, and use that subtitle to really say who it's for and what it's about. I hope that explains it, Helen. Lana said, what's this? For the love of cakes, for the love of cakes. You know, I love cake. Those of you who don't know me, it's one of my little things. I have cake for my breakfast every morning. There's a whole story behind it, which I might share one day. But okay, love all of this. Keep on telling me how you're feeling about your group. Hi, Linda. Lovely to see you here too. So the setup of your group is important. So do spend a bit of time thinking about it. The feel of the group, the warmth that comes from the group, the bigger purpose, the bigger picture, tapping into this, remembering that all these people are real people, is really key to helping you get the results that you want in your business, to helping you really grow that gorgeous tribe, and building the know, like, and trust in there that you need, so that you're easily filling all your programs, your offers, or whatever else it is that you're selling. Okay, what you focus on grows. How many times have you heard that affirmation? What you focus on grows. It's naturally part of how our brains are wired. When we give something focus, when we give something attention, it will always grow. It's how we're wired. It's how our internal brains are wired to work, right? So this is where I come to a really important thing that I pushed away for way too long in my own group. And this is about actually the group insights. It's actually about checking in with the growth of your group. If you're not looking at it, if you're not setting goals around it, then the chances are it might not grow, because you're not giving it the focus so that it can grow, right? How many of you have heard that comment, what you focus on grows? You're so excited for the revamp. Yeah. So we are going to start focusing on the numbers of your group. And this is how you do it. You go down to the left-hand side. Left-hand side, you go into group insights. And within group insights, I want you to start looking at 3 different things in there. The first thing is the number of group members that you have. The second thing is the number of new members that you have. And the third thing is the engagement, the posts, the comments, the likes. These are three things that you need to start actually giving focus. Maybe once a week you go and check in and you set yourself some goals around it. So for the rest of this month, by the end of March, where do you want those numbers to be? How many people do you want in your group? How many new members does that mean having in your group? And what is the engagement like currently? Where do you want to grow it to? By giving it focus, by creating a bit of a plan around it, by creating goals around it, you are going to start growing. Your group will start growing, I promise you. How many of you have currently been doing this? How many of you actually go into those statistics in your Facebook group, look at it, measure it, and actually set some goals around it? I'd love to hear this. So tell me yes, no, a little bit. Tell me where you're at with it. Because my guess is probably not many do, but it is 100% true that what we focus on grows. If we give it some focus, if we give it attention, it will start growing so much more quickly for you, especially if you're putting all of these other things in place, right? In fact, if you're putting all of these things in place, you're not going to be able to help but grow your group. Every so often I keep getting a little like angry face. I'm like, is someone actually angry with me, or are you just pressing it by accident? If you're angry with me, tell me. I'd love to hear what I've done to upset you. Okay, yes, you've heard that. You never do. You do it twice a week. Boom, that's awesome. You added your manifesto to description. Well done, Claire. You don't check it. Never. A little bit. Never. Okay. And quite often, one of the reasons why you might not be checking it, it's one of those head in the sand kind of things, right? Is it might feel like, oh, but it's not changing, or it doesn't look the way that I want it to look. Maybe you've got some story about that going on with it. It's just like, that's okay. Wherever it is right now, accept that, feel good about it. In fact, feel in gratitude, because it's actually probably pretty amazing that it's there. Remember, they are real people. So it's about actually tapping into the gratitude of it already being where it is, and then going, and this is where I know that it needs to go to. This is where I'm excited to grow to. This is where it feels really aligned to grow to. And then set yourself just a few goals and keep on checking in. It's going to make a huge difference, I promise you. Okay, so let me just share this briefly, because for me, Facebook groups absolutely transform my business, right? And I think it's important to tap in again and again to your why of growing your group. And it's going back to this idea that actually there are a million different ways that you can grow your business, but the fastest way to grow your business is a way that's aligned with you and your values. So once you find a way that works for you, that feels exciting, that fulfills you, it's going to be so much easier to show up every single day. So when it comes to actually growing a group to grow your business, it's about doing it from that place of alignment. What are the things that feel great that you can do in your group? How are the ways that you want to show up in your group? Who are the people that you want to have in that community? Really think about that, because that's the thing that's going to light you up. And if it's lighting you up, you're going to want to do more of it. You're going to hang out there more, and therefore you're going to get much better results much more quickly. When it comes to Facebook groups, there are tons of ways that you can or can't do things. It's really about what feels good for you. So in this group, I do quite a lot of lives, because actually I love going live. I have a hell of a lot of fun going live. But some people don't like that. For some people, it's really out of alignment. But this is where you get to check in. Because when you think something is out of alignment, is it out of alignment with the next level version of you, that future version of you who has hit some of your goals? Or is it only out of alignment for the current you? Let me give you an example. I talk to clients every single day who want to be more visible, like on Facebook, on social media, in their business in general, right? Because they know that being more visible is going to mean that their ideal clients see them. It's going to mean that they grow their business more quickly, that they get the results more quickly. But lots of people have blocks about doing things like Facebook Lives, right? People that have blocks even about just putting posts out. Who here, give me a little like yes or no, who has a bit of a block about doing Facebook Lives? How do you feel about Facebook Lives? So lots of clients want to do more Facebook Lives, but they're like, oh, it doesn't feel good. Maybe it's out of alignment. It feels scary. I don't know what to say. I get all sweaty. I stumble over my words. I do this, I do this, I do this. You know, it feels like a stretch. And it feels like a stretch because it's in our stretch zone. We all have our comfort zone, we have our stretch zone, and we have what I call our freak out zone, right? We don't really want to be going into the freak out zone, but the stretch zone is good. But what can happen is our ego can creep in and tell us that when we're in our stretch zone, it's out of alignment, so we shouldn't be doing it. And that's not true, because it's in alignment for the next level version of us, for the woman that we are becoming in our businesses, right? So I want you to think about this. When you think about doing Facebook Lives, when you think about doing anything actually in your business that grows you and grows your business, it might feel scary. You might think, oh, maybe this is out of alignment for me. But is it out of alignment for the next level version of you? Or is it just bloody scary because it's stretching you and you're really in your stretch zone? And I want you to think about that, because most of the things in our businesses, they are in our stretch zone, because we need to be operating in our stretch zone to get new results. And at the end of the day, everyone's here because they want new results, right? You want to be making more income. You want to be growing your business. It means being in your stretch zone quite a lot of the time, and actually starting to enjoy being in your stretch zone. So I want you to think about that a little bit. And when you think of it from that perspective, what are the things in your stretch zone as that next level version of you are really in alignment, are really fab ways for you to grow your group and to show up in your group? Because that's going to make a huge difference in how you show up, your energy, your enthusiasm, the life that you bring to it, how you connect with people into it. It's going to be a game changer. Okay, so we've got different people. Scared. I'm just reading some of the comments. I love it. I'm determined to practice more though, so we're talking about Facebook Lives here. I'm okay with lives, but don't do them enough by far. Not confident, don't like being in front of a camera even. I do, but I make them quick because I stumble and then have long pauses. Here's the thing, right? And this is how I think about Facebook Lives, and it's made a huge difference for me. I think of them in terms of hanging out with a group of friends, right? When I set up a coffee date with friends and I'm like, right, let's meet, let's have a coffee, I don't go and I don't worry about what I'm saying. I don't second guess myself. I don't think, oh my gosh, am I being clear enough? Am I dressed up enough? Am I this enough? Am I that? I just show up and I have fun. And that's what we need to do when it comes to our Facebook Lives. We just need to show up as ourselves and have fun. Like you've seen enough of me already to know that I am a super fast talker. And I just am. Slowing myself down is really difficult, right? But it's me. When I go for coffee with friends, I don't think, oh no, I talk too fast, I really need to slow down. I'm just me, because I am me and I love who I am, right? So we need to be coming from that place of going, it doesn't matter. Maybe I am a fast talker, but I trust that the people in my space are good with that. It means they're fast thinkers, so they can keep up with me, okay? So it's I stumble over my words, I forget things, I make mistakes, all of that, because it's about just showing up, being you. Thinking about it as, you know what, if I was going for a coffee with friends, I would not be second guessing myself, and in the same way, I'm not going to do it here now, because I'm just sharing with a group of people who I feel really connected to in a space that I'm choosing to be in. So maybe thinking about that can start to change it, and the more you do it, the easier it gets. When you're doing it every single day, it gets easier and easier and easier. I'm okay with doing it in your groups, we'll know your profile. I've heard that lots of times. Actually, it was January, not this year January, the year before January, that I realized that I was doing loads of lives in my group but not on my page at all. So I set myself a challenge of 30 lives, a live every single day on my Facebook page, and that really helped me get past that. Karen says petrified thinking of them. Okay, so if you were to reframe it a little bit around what I've just said, would that make it just a little bit easier? Easy enough to get on and give it a go, and to keep getting on and giving it a go. I've totally gone off plan, but this is also always important. So, and it's key, because actually, when you think about that community that you're growing, if it was a real community, you would connect with them. They would see you, right? And so it's going to be more powerful exactly in the same way in your Facebook group if people see you, because they want to get to know you, they want to connect in with you. So actually doing Facebook Lives, doing videos is a really important part of growing that connection. So if at the moment you're not doing lives, you're not doing videos in your group, I would absolutely say find ways to reframe this for yourself and start doing it, even if it's just little tiny bits, even if you think it's terrible, because it's really, really going to make a huge difference the engagement in your group, because people are going to start feeling like they know you. So even those of you who are, there's lots of new people on here with me now, do you feel by day 2, just day 2 of the challenge, do you feel like you know me a bit? Do you feel comfortable with me? Do you feel like you've got an idea of who I am as a person simply by hopping on 2 lives? I would love to hear that, so give me like a yes or a no in the comments. I'm not saying feel like you're like my best friend, but do you feel like you know a bit of me, much more so than you would have felt just if I was writing posts and comments in the group? Okay, as you're answering that, let's go on to our final bit for today. I say it's final, but this is actually really, really key and really important. Definitely, yes, defo. Okay, so there you go. So there you go. That's the power of Facebook Lives. Use it. It's a gorgeous tool. It's a powerful tool that we all have that is free for us to use. Why on earth would we not use it in our businesses? It makes sense. So bring it into alignment. Find a way to start doing it, make that commitment, and it's going to make a huge difference to your group, I promise you. Anna's like, yes, Claire, I feel like I know you. Of course you do, Anna. Anna's one of my gorgeous clients. So definitely hope that you know me, Anna. Rachel, yes, cool. Lulu, yes. Okay, so yeah, you've got the answer there for yourselves, right? So no brainer. Even though it might feel scary, think about the next level version of you. It would be a non-negotiable. You would be doing it. So therefore decide now to start doing it. Okay, cool. Right. Take a breath. Let's talk about, checking my notes, the biggest mistakes people are making when it comes to growing their Facebook groups, because this is really key and this is really important. Before I dive into this, by the way, tomorrow we're talking about growing your group and engagement. It's a huge day. It's really important. It's probably the most important day. So make sure you come and join me live for tomorrow. The biggest mistakes though, the first one, mistake number one, and I mentioned this yesterday and it's massive, is not sharing the group or talking about it outside of the group. So we talked yesterday about how once people have a group, they feel safe in the group, they post everything, share everything in the group, which means the outside world knows nothing about what's going on. It's like having a shop in a house with the door closed and the curtain shut and no one knows. It's like the biggest secret in the world. So if you're not showing up outside of your group and talking about your group, how is anyone ever going to know about it? So it's really, really important that you're talking about your group on your business page, that you're talking about it maybe on your profile page, on other social media platforms that you're on, that you're inviting people into the group, that you're doing things in the group that will draw people into it. I'm going to come back to that one in a moment. That you're giving people a reason to join your group and that you're talking about it constantly. So talk about, oh, last week I did this awesome new challenge, or I did this awesome training over in my group. If you want to come and join us, you can still catch it live by clicking here, and you just pop in the little link to your group so people can come and join. You need to be talking about it everywhere. It's going to make a huge, huge difference. So instead of just doing it all in your group, make sure that you're balancing how visible you are, you know, all the posts and things that the blogs that you're writing, the whatever it might be. Make sure that you're posting it in and out of the group so that it's not just your community who's seeing it, but you're bringing new people into the community all the time, because it needs that. It needs to constantly be growing. So that's point number one. Number two, the second biggest mistake that people are making is they're not giving people a clear, compelling reason to join the group, right? When Facebook groups first started, they were new, they were exciting. You could literally post, hey, come join my group, and people would join your group, right? It was literally crazy. But now people are in loads of groups. I daren't even look how many groups I'm probably in, actually. Because last year, you might remember, Facebook went through this phase of letting people bring you into their group without your permission. And it messed up a bit on that, and it doesn't allow you to do it anymore, because it really I want to say disgruntled. Is that a word? Disgruntled people, because they didn't want to be added to all these groups. And Facebook realized actually that it wasn't doing them any favors. So this year, Facebook have changed the algorithms, have changed how we use the groups in many ways. And actually, Facebook are now really supporting groups. So now is a brilliant time to be growing your Facebook group, by the way. But the thing is, people are now in lots of groups. You've got to really give people a clear, compelling reason to join your group. So advertise the fact that you're doing a training in the group. Advertise the fact that you've got a free download or a freebie in your group that's happening. Advertise the fact that maybe you've got discounts on products, but it's only in your group. you need to be telling people about what it is that's happening in your group that they're going to really want. It's going to be a clear, compelling reason, because people aren't going to just join because you say, hey, come and join my group anymore, right? Once they would have, and it is a shame, but they're not going to unless you give them a real, clear, compelling reason. So what I'd love you to tell me now is, do you currently have a clear, compelling reason? That's the first thing. And if you do, like share an example. So what's one of the reasons that you might give people to join your group? Share. What you've probably noticed, where you are now, is one of my reasons for people to join my group, right? I do trainings in here, I run challenges in here, I do giveaways in here, I do like Q&A sessions with Claire in here, I do all kinds of things that are giving huge value to people, because I'm showing up, I'm teaching people how to grow their business, how to shift their mindset to start getting the results that they want. And because there's lots of that happening in here all the time, they're the things that I'm telling people, hey, come and join my group because I've got this challenge happening. Hey, come and join my group, I've got this masterclass happening. I'm doing these things, and I'm really tapping into people's desires, people's pain points, or people's pleasure points with the content that I'm creating. So for example, growing a profitable Facebook group, I know that people want to grow a profitable Facebook group, right? Either they're struggling, they don't know how to get started, they've got a group, but they've not got the engagement and they're not getting the sales from it. So those two key things are really important about growing a group, right? Because you don't want to put all your time, all your love, all your effort into it and get nothing back from it. We always get to receive for what we put in. So I'm tapping into the people's needs, I'm tapping into your needs, and it's why you're here. So I want you to think about, how are you doing that for your group, for your soul clients? So exclusive discounts, okay, you do now, VIP offers, you're going to run your challenge soon. One of mine is to raise money for a charity and win prizes. It's a win-win. Okay, awesome, cool. And are you making that really clear? Do people know that that's what they're getting when they join your group? So that's number 2. Number 3 is that they're not measuring that growth. And that's what I talked about earlier, making sure that you're measuring growth, that you're setting goals for yourself around it, and that you're really thinking about, okay, so if I'm wanting to bring 20 new people into my group this month, what am I going to do? What am I going to offer? How am I going to share that with people? How am I going to bring people in? Because that's how you're going to get your group to grow. We've talked about it, so I don't need to talk about it a lot. Number 4, forgetting that this is a relationship that needs to be nurtured, right? Forgetting that this is a relationship that needs to be nurtured. This is not, oh, hey, I'm just selling this thing, come and buy it. A group is about a relationship. Think of the relationship that you have with your friends. Think of the relationship you have with your partner. Relationships need nurture, they need time, they need energy. Are you giving it the time and energy so that you can really grow that relationship with the people in your group? Because that's going to make a big difference. On this note though, because there's a flip side to it, is that people aren't honoring their boundaries. So we get people on both sides of the equation, right? We get some people who just show up and sell and sell and sell and don't really grow the relationship, don't give it the time. And then we get people on the opposite end of the spectrum who give huge amounts of value, who spend loads of time in their group, who give and give and give and give and probably drain themselves a bit because they give so much to their group, but they feel like they're not gaining anything in return. It feels like, actually, I've got this group and I give it my all. I spend so much time in there. I do all these freebies in there. I do all these trainings in there, but nobody's actually paying for my programs. Nobody's taking that next step. Clearly, there's a big problem with both ends of the spectrum, right? So getting a balance is really important when it comes to your group, because either way, the group won't work. If you're just selling and selling and selling and there's no relationship, people won't engage, it won't grow, it'll flop. And before you know it, you'll be like, no, Facebook groups don't work. If you're at this end of the spectrum and you're giving and giving and giving, at some point you're going to burn out. You're going to be like, oh my God, I am done. I have given all this love and attention and value to this group and I'm getting nothing back. I am done. And it's a huge shame, actually, because Facebook groups are a really powerful tool, but only when we're using them in a way that honors our boundaries. And what I mean by that is that we all have a line within us of how much we're willing to give in return for what we're receiving. We can't just constantly give our whole lives and never receive. It's that whole, we need to fill up our own cup first before we give to others. The picture that I always have, the image I have is of those champagne glasses that are stacked, you know, those beautiful stacked champagne glasses. And my glass is the glass at the top, and I see the champagne pouring into me first, filling me, so that I can then overflow to everybody else. And so when it comes to those boundaries, it's really important in our business. So it is about building a relationship, and it's about taking people on a journey. And part of that journey is selling, because one of my key beliefs around selling is serving at its highest. It's only when we sell to people, it's only when they actually invest in our programs, it's only when they actually say yes to our coaching or our masterminds or our offers that we can really help them. Because yes, I can show up here, I can give you a ton of value in this group, I can help, I can do all the steps, I can share the mindset, I can do all of that right now in this challenge this week. And I know that people will only take a certain amount of this, and it's only the real people who are really like, hell yes, I'm doing this, who will take everything from it. When people invest, they are invested at a whole new level. And when people make that investment, and especially if it's like an investment that feels like, that's a big investment, I've got to make this work, then they are all in, then they get the results, then they really do make the income, make the impact, grow their business to that place that they want to, right? So selling is serving our clients at the highest possible level. We need to serve, and we need to feel really good about selling in our Facebook groups, because it's how people take the next step with us. So yes, we need to be showing up, we need to be giving value. When we can, we need to be commenting and connecting and getting to know those people in our group. From that place, by the way, this is important, from a place of integrity. It's got to be from a place of, I want to get to know this person. When I'm commenting on your post, when I'm reading your stuff, I'm here because I genuinely care. I'm interested. I'm like, who is this person? What do they stand for? What is their business? What do they care about? I want to know about you, because I'm invested, because I'm interested, because I'm in this, because it's what lights me up. So you need to be coming at it from that place of genuine interest, genuine relationship building, because if it's not, then people will feel that fakeness. The connection will be missing. So allow yourself to build a relationship and take them on that journey. And that journey is building the know, like, and trust, and of course, selling. And you can be selling all the time as long as you're giving value all the time. But there's nothing worse than having a space and telling people you're going to give value, or you're going to do this, or you're going to do that, and you just go sell, 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 because people go off, I'm done. Okay. What's your takeaway for today? That's my question right now. What's like your one biggest takeaway from today's training? We've gone for 50 minutes. I was supposed to be shorter today. Tomorrow's huge. Come, make sure that you've got it in your diary. 11 o'clock tomorrow is big, 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 big. You don't want to miss it. It's going to make a huge difference to the success of your Facebook group. Remember, today, to be in to win the prizes, you need to 1, have liked this video, 2, have commented on this video, and 3, you need to share your group profile picture in the group, in my group here, so that we can have a look at it, and make sure you use the hashtag Fab Facebook groups. Has anyone, before I go, oops, hang on, I've lost you. Has anyone got any questions before we leave it and wrap up for today? Linda, thank you. Susan, you've missed most of it. You'll have to watch the replay. By the way, this is something I haven't mentioned, but it's worth you knowing as well. One of the new things that they have in groups now is called units, which is awesome, because it basically means you can all the trainings or things like that that you do in your groups, the freebies that you give away, you can put into units so people can find them really easily. One of the things I've done, I've just started using units in this very group. So if you go over to the units tab, you'll see that each day after you've watched the training for the day will go into units, so you can watch it back later, because I'm covering a huge amount of stuff in this, right? You might well want to come back, you might want to watch certain bits again, you might want to share it with people, whatever it might be. So units are a brilliant, brilliant thing in groups, because they basically let us use it as almost a membership site. So I am using units in this group. The videos will go in there, so you can go back and look at them. And maybe it's something that you can use in your group and it's going to help you. Karen, thank you. Annabella, I need to talk about my group more and promote it. That's awesome, Annabella. I'm really good glad that's your takeaway. Anna, thank you. It was awesome as usual. Thank you, Anna. Lixin, love today's session. Thank you so much. Your takeaway is give them a compelling reason to join your group. Boom. Yes, that's awesome. It's super important. Thank you, Claire. Amazing and thought-provoking. Thank you. Lana, thank you. Helen, being more active in your group and not being downhearted by it. Yes, that's important. Not being downhearted by it. Every person counts. See the bigger picture, tap back into the big picture. And the truth is, if you keep going at this, it will work eventually. Sometimes there's that lag time and it can feel like this isn't happening, it's not working, but it will. Keep on going, because this is the time, it's when you're in that space that people stop, they give up, right? And they're the people who never grow the business. So keep on going and you will get there. You can't find where to put the tagline. So the tagline, I just put the tagline on my image. So if you after this training go and look at my little image, you'll see my tagline is just written on the image. So it's not, you don't put it into the bit of the group, you just put it on your image. Barbara, thank you. Takeaways from today's insight. By the way, what I would love you to do, I don't know if you love my tattoo, that way, thank you. One of the things I would love you to do, I'd be super grateful, if you're enjoying this, I would love you to go over to my business page, Claire Macpherson Coach, and I'd love you to do me a little review, because I forget to do this all the time. I'd love you to do me a little review about this training, about this challenge, how you're finding it. If you'd recommend it to people, that would be super grateful. And I always say thank you to people who've got that and maybe send you a little gifts or something else. So that's not a bribe. That's not a bribe. That sounded like a bribe. There's not a bribe. Okay, how do you create topics in your group? Again, it's in that more. So you have your image at the top and you've got a couple of options. More is one option. Click into that and you'll see it. Brilliant, very good, so informative. Thank you. So much energy. I know, I can't help it. Sometimes I like draw back the energy a bit, because I'm like blah, 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 blah. I get all super excited because I'm just so passionate about this. I love it, and I love hanging out with you all. It totally lights me up. Linda, you're going to commit to posting outside of the group. Boom, awesome. Rachel, thank you. Davinda, thank you. Kat, I love the name Kat. I used to when I was little, I used to give myself like an alter ego name of Kitty. Kitty. I just called it myself, and I would just do these little plays. It's a whole different story. I don't need to go into that now. Nick, you loved it. Thank you, Nick. Joyce, thank you. Okay, lots and lots of thank yous. Thank you for being here. Thank you for playing full out. Go and pop your stuff in the group. Make sure that you take part in today's challenge. Use the hashtag Facebook groups. Fab Facebook groups. Come and join me tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Sending you lots of love. If you've got any questions, tag them in, tag me in, and I will see you tomorrow. That's it for now. Bye.